Alright guys, today we're doing this Glamorous Poison Ivy Halloween tutorial. I'm really excited to bring it to you, so let's just get started. I'm going to start off taking MAC Cherry Lip Liner to start off the process of my brows. I am wearing a wig in this video, so obviously my brows need to match that. I'm just going to trace out my natural brow shape using the red lip liner, but obviously any red lip liner will do. And then I'm going to fill in my brows completely with the lip liner. One tip I will give you is to try to create hair-like strokes when you're doing this, especially up in the front, so it looks just a little bit more realistic than if it was just like one solid line of bright red color or whatever color you're doing this look with. You can do this technique with any lip liner, eyeliner that you prefer, but in this case I needed to use red. Then I'm going in with ColourPop Creeper Liquid Lipstick. You can use any liquid lipstick that you prefer, but I just wanted to use this to kind of set my work. In my opinion, this is going to ensure that my brows don't go anywhere, and it also just kind of perks up the intensity of the color and makes them just a little bit more bold. Then I'm going to take my Temptu concealer wheel. I just needed to use a light colored concealer just to kind of sharply define the underside of my brow. I haven't been doing this technique that much lately, but I figured with this look, since I want it to be super glam and I wanted the underside of that red brow to be very, very clean and crisp and sharp, that I would bring it out for today. I'm just taking a flat definer brush to carve out the underside of it and drag it down a little bit so that it's easier to blend with a different brush. If you keep it too close up to that brow bone, it can be difficult to blend without smudging the work of your actual eyebrows. Then I'm taking my eye primer, which is MAC Painterly Paint Pot on a Sigma 3D HD Kabuki mini brush, and I'm just going to put that all over my lid from lash line to brow using the brush, and then after I lay it down with that brush, I will blend it out with my finger. Taking the absolutely stunning Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette, I mixed these two colors. This is Ice and Bump, I think it's called, on my brush just to kind of set that highlight underneath my brow so that it's nice and bright in the very beginning of my process. Then I'm going to take Sugarpill Acidberry, which is a gorgeous bright matte neon shade, working this all over the outer corner of my lid on my Sigma E40 brush, focusing most of the color on the outer corner of the lid and then turning my brush upwards at an angle that's going to help blend our colors later on. I always say take your time and build the intensity up with your transition color because it really is laying down the foundation for the rest of your look. Going back in with the palette, I'm going to take this color called Hatter, and I'm going to put it on a smaller brush. This is the MAC 217, starting to work the most of this pigment in the outer corner of my eye and slightly taking it upward at the same angle that I started with my transition color. You want to keep your second color on the outer corner. You can take it in a little bit more, and you can take it up a little bit on the inward part of your eye. Don't go in too far and don't go up too high, and always blend out with bigger brushes along the way. I will link all of my eyeshadow blending videos down below. Everyone that has seen them, that I know of I guess, says that they're extremely helpful and useful in teaching you how to blend. I do a lot of eye looks like this here on my channel, and the techniques that I use are pretty much universal. I just always recommend bigger brushes for lighter colors and smaller brushes for darker ones. Then taking any black shadow, I use Kat Von D Shax on a small brush. I'm going to start poking this on the outer corner of my eye on top of the second color we went in with, and I'm going to start blending it out. If you don't have a really, really dark color for your eye look, you can always just take a little bit of black and then use a brush with a little bit of your second color on it to deepen it up. That will still give you the same effect of keeping the darker colors on the outer corner of your eye, and it won't look like it is just a harsh black color. As long as you go back through and blend every time you add a little bit of the black pigment to your eye look. You can always add white or black to any eyeshadow you have to lighten or deepen it. You don't need to buy a million eyeshadows, just work with what you have. You can make this outer corner as dark or as smoky as you want, but I wanted it to be pretty smoky because I knew my lid color was going to be super bright. Then I just took a flat brush to bring a little bit more of that second green color inward on the lid so that our light color on our lid has something to blend into. Next, I'm taking the color Mean from the same Urban Decay palette just to put it all over the mobile lid. This is the light lid color I was talking about. I am going to cover this up with glitter. I do think it looks really, really pretty just as it is. It's kind of fun, bright neon green eyeshadow look. But I just love glitter and it's Halloween, so I really wanted to go crazy with it. Then I'm making sure to blend all the colors together on my lid. I'm going to deepen up the outer corner just a little bit more. This is where you can really play with the intensity of your look. And then as always, blending it out every step of the way. Next, I'm taking my Tarte's Clay Paint Liner. I just got this a couple weeks ago. I'm absolutely in love with it. It does a great, great job of giving you a really nice, dark, easy to work with line. I've always loved the Tarte eyeliner brush too. I'm using it today. I find that it is really, really thin and it doesn't splay out as bad as some gel liner brushes do. But yeah, I'm just gonna apply this all over the lid to prepare my lash line for my false lashes that I'll be going in with. Taking my Too Faced Shadow Insurance glitter glue on a flat brush and starting to pat that all over the lid. I'm gonna take this random glitter. I got it from a makeup store in Las Vegas. It is cosmetic grade. I don't know who actually makes it. The name of it has rubbed off, but I'm sure Lit or Eye Candy or the multitude of amazing glitter companies that are out there make a lime green glitter. Then I'm just gonna blend the edge of it to soften it up with the rest of my eyeshadow, and I'm going to deepen up that line a little bit to make sure it didn't get too covered up with my glitter. Moving on to lashes, I'm curling with my new Tarte eyelash curler. I really do enjoy this curler. I needed a new one super bad. Saw this at store, picked it up. Does a good job. I'm really, really into it. I do recommend curling your lashes before your eyelash application. It just helps them sit a little better on your eye. Then I'm taking the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I've recently gotten into high-end mascaras. I used to not give a crap. I was like, I'm covering it up with lashes anyway. Like, what difference does it make? But I've learned that a really good mascara, once again, does help them sit really well, lifts them, darkens them, and it does make a difference in the overall appearance of your eye look, whether you're wearing false lashes or not. Speaking of false lashes, I'm popping these on. These are from xoxo Lashes, but I can't find the packaging they came in, and I can't find the name of it on the website, so I have no idea what these lashes are, but obviously any false lash that you like will do just fine. Moving on to skin, I'm going in with my Too Faced Hangover RX Nourishing Primer. I'm just using this to add a little bit of hydration and extra moisture to my skin because I know that I'm going to be baking later, and I always recommend prepping your skin to anticipate the routine that you're about to go in with, so hydrating is important. And then taking the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is my new obsession for smoothing out textured skin. I have larger pores right there on the center of my face, on my cheeks, a little bit of texture on my forehead, but then I tend to take texturizing or texture smoothing primers. I'll take them all over my T-zone because whether they're intended to or not, I notice they do a good job of battling a little bit of excess oil. For foundation today, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. It's my favorite foundation in the whole world. I use it all the time. It's my go-to. It's my favorite. It is a beautiful, lightweight, fluid foundation. It's got a shit ton of colors that you can purchase from them. I get mine at Ulta. I like it because it's lightweight. It's not drying. It's really pigmented, and there's something in my hair. There's stuff all in my hair through this whole video. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just not one of those super poised and put together YouTubers who has like super clean makeup palettes and nothing in their hair or under their nails, on the back of their hands. Like, I'm kind of a mess. This is just who I am. So anyway, deal with it. Then I'm taking the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I think I used the shade Light Neutral today. I really, really wanted to highlight and be super glam today. So I'm just applying that all underneath my eye, up towards my hairline in stair-step motions to kind of lift and drag up the face a little bit. I do this on both sides of my face, obviously, and then I will take it down the bridge of my nose in a really, really thin line. I will take it on my Cupid's bow, my forehead, and my chin just to balance out the super, super bright highlight we have going on underneath our eyes. It looks odd if you don't do that. It can look really noticeable that you've highlighted, but if you even it out, it makes it look a lot more natural and just like you have nice dimension and a lot of brightness and a glowy effect to your skin overall. Then I'm going to blend out all of that concealer using a damp Real Technique sponge. Next, going in with my Kat Von D Shade Light palette, I'm going to take the more yellow tone mixed with the more neutral pinky tone and set this all underneath my eyes in the same areas I applied my concealer using this brush from Sephora that I love. I think it's called their Flat Detail Precision brush. I don't know. I love it. I use it all the time to apply my highlighting powders. After I lay down this powder, I'm going to go in and bake with my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder. I know it seems like I'm wearing a lot of powder. I just lightly set the areas of my face with that Kat Von D powder. I do this so that there's a barrier between the baking powder and my skin. I feel like if you don't do that, sometimes it can look really crepey. I think creating that little barrier layer makes like all the difference in the world and giving you that long-lasting super brightening effect that baking does, but it doesn't leave the appearance of powder on your skin. I always mess with my baking technique. If you guys want me to do an updated baking / highlighting contour routine using powders, please let me know. I've got a lot of 101 videos coming. Then I set the rest of my face using powder, and I'm starting to just thin out that line on my nose and add baking powder to my forehead. After that, I'm going to go in with my bronzer. This is the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion Bronzer on this brush I got from the Vanity Planet Vegan brush line, just to add some color to the outer part of my skin. I really like to use big bronzer brushes. I feel like it gives you the effect of the, glow and the warmth to the skin without making you look dirty or like you're wearing too much bronzer. It makes it really easy to control where your bronzer goes, as odd as it sounds considering how big it is. I promise, try it. Use bigger brushes when you bronze, it'll change your life. Then I'm going in with the Kat Von D Shade Light palette again, and I'm going to use the center shade on my NARS Ita brush just to contour at the very backs of my cheeks. I'm going at a downward angle starting from my ear, working my way towards the corner of my mouth, but not going all the way into the corner of my mouth. That is the trick. Take it too far and it can look really masculine, but if you keep it in the back, it does give you that nice contoured effect. Then I'm going to add a little bit of baking powder underneath my contour just to clean it up and set the rest of my face to make sure that my makeup doesn't go anywhere, because it's Halloween and we're going out and we're going to party and we're going to sweat and we're going to drink and we're going to have a great time, and I don't want my makeup to go anywhere. Then I'm going to brush away all of the excess powder underneath my eyes. Make sure that you get it all off. That is the big trick when it comes to removing your baking powder. Take your time, clean your brush off as you brush some off of your face. Don't forget to get it all off. Can't stress it enough. Then I'm going to start the process of doing my under eyelash line. I'm starting off with the Acidberry color from Sugarpill, and I'm working it from inner corner to outer corner to create a base to build my darker shadows on top of. When you're smoking out your lower lash line, you always want to take your time with it, but especially when you're doing it with really, really bright colors, because it can look really harsh if it doesn't have a gradient effect into your skin. Then I'm taking that darker green color from the Urban Decay palette and I'm working it underneath my eye, above where I laid down the Acidberry, and I'm blending it out. And then I'll start taking some of that black color just to deepen it up even more, and I'll blend that out with the dark green color. I just kind of go back and forth. I'm not going to explain this. You're going to have to watch what I'm doing, because it's really just blending and adding and blending until I get the desired effect and depth and smokiness that I want. Then I'm going to create a tiny little pocket underneath my tear duct, because I'm going to lay glitter there. That way it can wrap all the way around my eye and you can see the full spectrum of it. Just taking a stiff, straight brush to kind of create that line. And then with some of the glitter glue on my brush and some of the glitter, I'm just going to fill in my little pocket to create a really cool bright-eyed effect. And then I'll take the black shadow and that straight brush just to sharpen where I put that glitter down so it's nice and crisp. I'm going to mascara my bottom lashes using my same Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I really love bottom lash mascara, but you can skip it if you want to. I just don't want to. Then I'm going to brush away the rest of my cooking powder so that we have nothing left on our face by way of powder residue. For blush, I'm going in with the Tarte blush in the color Sensual, because it's a beautiful color that will bring some light and some pep to my skin, but it's not going to compete with everything else. Taking my NYX Strobe of Genius palette. I put this in the worst place in the world on my face because my costume was in the way. If you saw me on Snapchat, I was kind of explaining what a debacle this all was. My wig looks terrible. My costume's in the way of my everything I'm doing. My costume is like getting in the way. So all this is just terrible, including my lips. Going in with the same products I use on my brows. I can't reach over my costume, which is a corset, to get close enough to my face so my arm is like really far away from everything. So my highlight and my lips just look terrible. Is what it is. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have an absolutely amazing, safe and wonderful Halloween. I will see you guys very soon with some more tutorials. Make sure you subscribe and thumbs up if you enjoy it. Catch you in the next one. Bye!